I have come out to Valletta in Malta. I'm going to be here for about a week, and so far it's fantastic. So I'm just going to stay in Valletta itself for one day, and then I'm going to start hiking out into the provinces and see what we can find there. And so far I think Valletta is a very cool place. It looks amazing. You got all this architecture here that's kind of coherent. It doesn't feel that there are too many modern intrusions, which makes it really fantastic to walk around. If you are new to my channel, this is what I do. I travel around with a camera and do hiking videos, either out in the wilderness or just around different places. It's always camera centric, so wherever I go there's going to be one camera in the show. And this time I have chosen the Leica Q, so I'm going to stick with this for a whole week. No idea how hard it is for me to choose just one camera. I usually have one digital camera and one film camera, but this time I thought I'd tone it down and just use one. And since the Leica Q, this is the original one, the first generation, it's supposed to be the ultimate travel camera, I thought I'd give it the test. So this is what this trip is going to be about. It's me trying out the Leica Q whilst traveling, so it will be kind of a review, and I will see how it performs during my travels here. This is my kit here. I got the Leica Q and I have my DJI Action 4, but I'm filming this on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and that's going to be my main camera for this trip, but I am going to use the Action 4 for some filming as well. This is the main street and it's getting kind of busy. I am looking for the archaeological museum, but I think I got it here. These pieces here are all from the Tarxien Temples. And it's a place I think I will try to go to today. This is Gigantea, Mnajdra, and Hagar Qim. This would be the main square. And yes, there are some tourists around here. It was very calm when I arrived this morning, but now it's starting to fill up. It's not totally crazy though, so I guess it's kind of fine for a place like this. So I think Valletta is kind of a fantastic place. I came in early this morning. It's getting to be afternoon now. Had a few coffees and things, but it looks amazing. So this is the old town here. I am in the old town, and over there you have the original town where the Knights Order first settled down, so that's their castle over there. I'm filming this on my brand new Osmo Pocket 3, and I'm super excited to see how it's going to be. I finally succumbed to buying it. I thought I could just use my DJI Action 4 for the longest time, but I really felt like I wanted a bit of a quality boost. And we'll see how it is. I have my DJI Action 4, so there will be comparison videos between those two as I travel around. That's my hotel here, Castillo Hotel. Let's see if it's ready, or else I just go in for a coffee first. It's a small room, but it's pretty nice. Looks clean and fresh. So that's a Chisk, and it's a local Maltese beer. See how that tastes. Not too bad. It's just a lager, but it's not bad. Well, this looks like fun. I wish I brought my fishing rod. I was debating it actually, if I should bring it or not, because I had one that I just got at home, and I used to do this quite a lot, just get into a city like this and do some fishing. It's really nice here by the waterfront. But I think it's time to call it quits. It's been a long day, a long flight, etc. So I'm now about to leave Valletta and head out down to the coast. But first I'm going to visit the Tarxien Temple, and then after that I'm going to Marsaxlokk. So I had to go to Decathlon to pick up a bum bag. Now I'll explain why I need that. I need it for the Osmo Pocket 3. Although it has been good, it has a problem. Where do I put it? Do I put it in my pocket? And then I'm constantly worried that it's going to fall out. So I didn't have that problem with the DJI Action 4 because I had a nice system where I could just use a clip-on. If you ever thought it would be a good idea to walk in the outskirts of Valletta, it probably is not. This is what it looks like. It's a ton of traffic, lots of concrete. I'm in Tarxien now, and it's already quite a lot nicer. I have made it out to the Tarxien Temples. Let's see what it looks like. So it's all covered in this tent structure. I heard the Maltese climate can be very bad for these for the stones here. So that's where you need one of those tents. And here's a model view of the whole complex. So there are 4 temples in total, all from different ages. It's quite nice walking around in these ancient ruins here. You have to imagine that once upon a time there was a roof here. So it would have been kind of dark, dank and mysterious. We're coming up to one of the fat ladies, or at least the legs of it. Okay, that was the Tarxien Temples. So I'm now going to head down to the coast. It's quite nice to find these UK phone booths everywhere, and that they kept them standing. Kind of adds to the scenery here, I think. Just don't expect it, especially if you've been in the UK. It's got a special type of weather, and here it's more, it's a bit drier, to say the least. This is Marsaxlokk. That's a quaint fishing village just south of Valletta. I had a very nice lunch there, spaghetti with shrimps. I'm gonna head over the hill there to the next town called Birzebbuga. I really love the names they have here. Sometimes they're hard to pronounce and sometimes they sound like some demon from the Bible or something. Birzebbuga. With the church, and I got about a 40-minute walk. In some countries they have like elephants or moose. Yeah, they have cats crossing. Nice and quiet for the first time in a while. Just got some birds and a little bit of wind. While I'm walking here towards Birzebbuga, I thought I could talk about the Leica Q as a travel camera. So I've used it fully now for one day. Well, I have used it before, of course, but never as dedicated as this, where it's my only camera that I bring with me. Let's see. It says entry private here. Let's see if I'm actually... Well, I'm not going to go in there. Oh no, could I have hit a snag here? Looks like it. Okay, need to consult the maps. Okay, seems like I hit a dead end here. I have to backtrack over there. There's another road there. And sometimes when you're using all trails or Komoot, they will lead you down quite a few dead ends. If it's not an official trail, they just make it up as they go along. So actually I've done this once before on Mallorca, where I tried, there was the Komoot app, and it led me to the craziest places, and had to bushwhack. While I head back, I'll finish up my little talk about the Leica Q. So far, I think it's absolutely great, of course. So the biggest selling point is The package itself, it's very, very light and it's very compact, and the lens is absolutely to die for. So you are guaranteed to get some really, really good images with this one. It just feels like the right thing to be traveling around with. And here we are already. It has a very different vibe than Marsaxlokk, which was a very quaint little cozy town. This feels very industrial. The dream beach of Birzebbuga. I have switched over to the DJI Action 4, which I'm planning to use for just these kind of scenarios, where I'm coming up to a beach here, because I don't want to ruin the nice and sensitive Osmo Pocket 3, but the DJI Action should be able to withstand just about anything. So let's just take a little feel in the water. Ooh. That is nice and cool actually. Oh man, yeah. So I did promise myself I should take it a lot more easy this time, because it's kind of a holiday this. I have just finished working on a movie, and there were 2 months of hard work, so this is what I do for fun. Now I'm thinking a little bit how to do it. I got a 2-hour walk from here to Qrendi, where I'm supposed to stay. This is the town of Qrendi. So I just came with a Bolt taxi there. So in some countries they use Bolt as it is an Uber. So happy to be outside of Valletta, even though it's a nice place. It's not really where I like to stay for long. I like these kind of places a bit more. So it's going to be very nice. It should be somewhere around here. I'm very close to my hotel now. This is it, vertical climbing Malta. That's my place here. Very high up. Guess it's made for climbers, huh? And I think I got an excellent hotel here. 53 euros. And can get a suite here at the top. It's kind of simple. It's like a surfer's shack or something. But I even got my own balcony. Not bad, eh? So it's a small place, this Qrendi here. But what you see over there is another town. So everything is kind of tightly packed here. You don't have that much space in between the towns. Good morning everyone. I'm still in Qrendi, but I'm about to leave it. I am going down to the coast and do some hiking. Before that I managed to find some breakfast. So it's now just before 7 o'clock. And I managed to sneak into the convenience store before they opened, but they didn't have anything to eat. So an ice cream it is. And it's a pistachio ice cream. So I'm not unhappy with that at all. So today I'm going to go down to the Blue Grotto, going to do a coast walk, visit some temples, and it's going to be a full day of hiking, which is something I'm really looking forward to. I'm down at the coast already, so it's not more than a 15-minute walk to get to here. So you can see over there I got the temples. That's the Hagar Qim, it's the top one, and a little bit further down you got the Mnajdra Temple. But first I'm going to be swinging around here and I'm going down to the Blue Grotto, which is down there. And there we go, the Blue Grotto. And it is one of those arches hollowed out, but it's pretty impressive. It looks cooler than usual. Around the corner from the Blue Grotto, got a very tiny town with about 10 houses, but they still managed to squeeze in at least a few restaurants and cafes. So when I woke up this morning, I kind of realized that something had gone wrong with the Leica here, and I have no idea what happened. You can see here, it's supposed to be the exposure compensation dial, but it's gone. And it's also been a little bit scuffed here, and there, I don't remember if this was there before, but there we go. That's hugely disappointing. So I don't know exactly what happened there, if it did break or anything. I've checked my film material to try to pinpoint when it could have happened, and it happened quite early, like day one. So I think this has happened just for me hanging it around my neck and walking around, which I did in the beginning. So it's a very sensitive camera. This is the Hagar Qim Temple site, and as with the Tarxien, it's also got this roof for the elements. You see it looks kind of dirty up there actually, so it does do some protection. All right, it's looking pretty impressive actually. So let's do a quick walkthrough here. Now this place would have been roofed over as well as the Tarxien Temple. And it would have been quite the mysterious place, I'm sure, to visit, with little fires burning inside. And then eventually taken over by bats. Way out there you got the tiny island of Fifla. It's uninhabited, but I guess it was a good waymark once upon a time to find your way to the temples. This looks to be a very interesting site. It's quite impressive here. So you got these way stations where you get the information. You download a little app and you can get all the information. But first, I would like to go in cold. And then start listening. Look at this, it's pretty cool. So these structures seems to be a little bit differently constructed. You get these different levels where I have to climb some stairs to get up. So in a way it feels more elaborate, more advanced. A tiny film crew down there. By the looks of it, it's for a children's channel. I'm going on a bit of a hike. So I finished now with the Hagar Qim and the Mnajdra. And I recommend going there as early as you can. It opens around 9. It fills up quite fast, and even though it doesn't get crowded, it takes away a little bit of the mystery, I think. But I was talking to the guy who had my hotel, vertical climbing, and gave me a tip of where I could hike. Down from the temples there is this old fort from the 14th century that they built to protect from the Turks and Corsairs. So behind that there should be a little path that goes down to the coast, and I got a couple of kilometers there where I can hike close to the water. So I'm going to try to find that path and see if I maybe can find a nice place where I could cool off a bit. I have now also switched over to the Action 4 from the Osmo Pocket 3, because now it gets a little bit of a rough terrain, and that's when I want to use an action cam instead of a flimsy Osmo Pocket cam. Let's see if we can find that path. Could be here. So yes, I have to go down all the way down there. It looks pretty awesome. Got an arch and I got some coast, and I can see some tiny paths in the landscape there, and I'm going in that direction there to those houses and beyond. It does look like I have to do a little bit of scrambling getting down. Not too bad. It's even marked with a green arrow there. I don't know if you can see it, but so this would be the correct way to go down. So if you can see there's actually like cracks there, and that island out in the distance used to be connected to the mainland here. But I did read that we got a continental crack here, so this is Africa colliding with Europe. This is actually kind of cool. It's almost like it's a its own island, this breaking apart. Maybe it will float out to sea as well. Let's take a look. Look at that water. It's nice and blue. It's really nice. It's a very cool breeze down here. Because it's very stuffy and hot. Up there we are almost in summer, pretty much. And now out on the furthest peak, as far as I can go. Well, I guess if you're brave you could go out to that peak right out there, but I'm gonna take it easy. So just gonna get a photo of the arch here and I'll move along. So way up there we got the fort, and over there you can see the tent of Mnajdra, and that's where I'm going, to those houses there. I'm gonna go down this little canyon here. That looks kind of nice. There is no shadow anywhere to be seen, except maybe a tiny bit in the edge there. This looks like a decent launch point. Yeah, it's too rocky to be in barefoot. I'm kind of a tenderfoot, but I'm going to take a 15-20 minute nap. That was an absolutely excellent nap. Can't believe I could fall asleep on those stones there. They would dig into my shoulders and everything, but I got a solid half an hour right there. So now just gotta hike this and get something to eat. Looking back at where I walked today, and there are these little alcoves every here and there. Well, as I'm walking into town, let me tell you about the Osmo Pocket 3 and battery life. So today I used the Pocket 3 quite extensively because I was filming a lot of stuff at the temples. So I wore it down to around 20% in the before lunch, and but the thing is, I don't have the battery pack. So when you buy this, you can buy the extended pack or whatever creative combo, and then you get like a battery grip, which may or may not be a good idea. I thought I could make it without, because what I got is the Osmo Pocket 3 and I got the DJI Mic Mini. That's also like a combo that you can buy. And I thought I'd skip the battery grip. And I think I did the right choice, because I did read that it charges really, really fast. So I just put in my battery, my spare battery, and charge it. And it took about not even 5 to 10 minutes and I was up to 60-70%. So it really does charge super fast. So if you are running low, just carry an extra battery, put it away for a couple of minutes, and you're back in action again. No need for the extended battery grip. This piece of coast here has been absolutely amazing. It's something not to be missed. It's not very often you get this close to the water here on Malta, so I'm very happy I got this tip. And also I think if you're thinking of hiking and wild camping, this would be the perfect pit stop here. Oh wow, coming into the town here now, and that looks absolutely fantastic. Gonna check it out, maybe I can get a dip. So this is spaghetti with a rabbit. That seems to be a very popular Maltese thing, to put rabbit into everything. So I thought I'd try a small portion of it, see if it's any good. Alright, let's take a look at the water here. So there are 2 swimming spots, and this is the one I saw when I was walking in on top of the cliffs. All right. Yeah, it's a bit tricky this with a private property, so I hope it's only for cars. They don't mind the occasional walker, and that they're not American and not Texas. Shoot me on the spot, huh? Okay, so I'm going through this little passage here of rubble. So far it seems fine. It's not anybody out and about. Yeah, I think if my apps Komoot and All Trails wouldn't have pointed me in this direction, probably would have done something else. Okay, a bit of a bigger road here. Hope this is gonna be fine. That there would be the Dingley Cliffs. Oh boy, the Dingley Cliffs. Well, this heat. This is by far the hottest hike I've done since the Lycian Way in Turkey a couple of years ago. So I did that, I think, was it mid-May or end of May or something like that? And that nearly killed me at the end there. I was really out of water and I thought I'd had it, got stuck on a cliff, and yeah, that was pretty scary. So this is maybe not as scary because there's lots of houses around, but it is hot. I'm coming into the town of Rabat, where I'm going to be staying for tonight, and I'm completely finished. Got no more power left in me whatsoever, so I'm happy this is over for today. So I'm going to have some rest, and then tomorrow it's for something completely new. This is the old city of Mdina. This was the first capital of Malta, modern day Malta, Crusader Malta kind of capital. So it seems I'm a little bit late. The tourist hordes have already arrived. Yesterday was a really tough day, I have to say. I walked over 30 kilometers in the sun, and it's a bit more than I should have. I actually did plan this trip to be like a taking it slow kind of trip. So 30 k's is it was too much, and I actually really crashed when I got back to the hotel. So now I'm just going to take a look here in Mdina, and then I'm going to head off up to the ferries and go over to Gozo, the main church, the Cathedral of Mdina. But while I am walking around, let's talk about the Leica Q and what I thought about it. So I've been out now for a couple of days using the Leica Q as my travel camera, and I do have opinions about that. So while we look at these buildings, I will chat a little bit about if I think it's a good idea to get an expensive camera like this for travel. In the distance there we have Valletta. So it is a tiny island, and it's not more than a day's walk to Valletta from here. But yeah, about the Leica Q. So of course the size is just perfect, and I think the lens is absolutely amazing. And I do think that the features you get in it is adequate for my use. Now, it doesn't have like the world's most amazing eye detection, etc., etc. But for me, it's not a deal breaker. I like manual focusing, but it also do point focusing and a few other types of focusing decently good. The images are also great, and the operation of the camera is really great. It's a really stripped down features camera, so you don't feel as worried as you do with a Nikon or a Sony that there would be some magical buttons that you don't understand that you should have pressed. It's the most simple camera to operate that I have ever used, a digital camera that is. On to the negatives. Let's begin with some of the minor negatives. So there is this button here. When you start the camera, you got an S and a C, and that actually turns out to be much more annoying than I thought, because no matter how you do it, you pretty much always end up in the C, which is continuous mode, so you always take a couple of photos instead of just the one. And I know they changed that for the later cameras, and that was a good idea that they did, because that was not a very good design decision to put it like that. Now, another thing that's annoyed me a little bit, I think that the aperture ring is a little bit too loose. So this could be due to the age of the camera, that when new it was very, very tight. But now it feels like if I bump it, which I do, you change the aperture all too easily. The big negative, and why I actually regret bringing this camera, is that it's too fragile. It looks good, it just feels amazing walking around in the Mediterranean, having an espresso, putting that in front of you, looking out over the sea of people. It's a very enjoyable moment, actually. I really do like it, but it comes at a price. So you might argue that you get like superior build quality, etc., but I don't think you really do. This one is just breaking apart. Every time I take it out, something else falls apart from it. So it could be, okay, it's a 10-year-old camera, but my old film Leicas, they last for absolute forever. Somehow my exposure compensation dial came off, and that was extremely frustrating. It took me a day to realize it, and I have no idea where it came off. I've studied my footage to see if it's there or not when I'm filming it, but now it's just gone, and I think it actually came off with just me hanging the camera from my camera strap, and it's just been shaken loose. But I can't say for sure. It could have been an event as well where it just got ripped off and I didn't notice it. So I could be given Leica the benefit of the doubt. It could be like a very dramatic event that just ripped it off, and now it's gone. But I can't remember hearing anything or anything like that when that would have happened. So it's gone and it looks terrible. Now the camera is fully functional, so I think I can get it in for repairs at least, put another dial on. That comes to another negative with the Leica. So they're going to charge a premium from this. There's no way I'm going to get that on warranty. So we're talking about, they're probably going to charge me like 300 or something to glue another dial on there. But hopefully that takes care of it. But there's also other things that has happened during this trip, where it seems to have been scuffed very easily from things that I do not know when it's happened. And mind you, I'm not doing any crazy mountain climbing or anything here. It's just a normal thing. And I think a lot of damage came from the camera strap that ships with it. So if you do have it, I think you should probably replace it. It's those metal rings. So my final verdict is, for traveling, that is, yes, if you are doing just city traveling where everything is like super easy, which I'm pretty much doing, but I am out walking quite a bit as well. And that's when I don't recommend it anymore. I think it's only a tourist camera, or else you will probably break it if you not necessarily get through any tough times with it, because I'm not climbing any mountains or anything, I'm just walking down streets. But that has proven too much for this camera to handle. And it is a bummer because it feels like it's a lot of money wasted there. So my recommendation is to not get a camera like this for any kind of adventure. Let's say you're going to India, Nepal, or anything like that. It's not the wise. But it's crazy with cameras. They're just never really perfect, are they? There's always something going on. So if I get back into the Fuji, I'll probably complain about that, because then the image quality might not be exactly the way I want it to be. Also, you need to realize what kind of a person you are. If you're a bit unlucky with things, then yeah, you know if you drop things or if you accidentally bump your camera into stuff. If you're that kind of person, it's not the camera for you, I think. Now, I am that kind of person. I call it unlucky, but it could also be clumsy, perhaps. So there will always be an event where something goes just a tiny bit wrong. We walk in through a door, the door slams back and hits the camera, that kind of thing. And I really don't like to hide away my cameras too much, because the camera is supposed to be used, so it's got to be there. Got to be able to take the shots when I want to. But that's what I think. It's a fantastic camera that ticks almost all the boxes for me, except that it's too fragile. That's the summarization of the whole thing. All right, I'm going to get some coffee, and then I'm going to head off to the coast, and I'm going over to the Gozo Island to do some more hiking. I made it onto the Gozo ferry. It was quite tricky, actually, waiting for that bus. So I talked even to the bus drivers, and it's the schedules are kind of irregular. Buses can be omitted and come very late. But eventually I'm here now, and I'm happy about that. So this pretty much concludes my Malta Island trip, and I'm now getting prepared for hiking around Gozo. So you can see over there, it's a short ferry ride, and then I'll be in Gozo. It looks quite exposed, so I can imagine heat is going to be a bit of an issue. But I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great. So join me in the next episode for hiking around Gozo with the Leica Q and see what I can find.